We got an angry social media comment last week because we have a boosted ad for a full synthetic oil service for $69, and it was that's highway robbery, too expensive, go somewhere else.
I got an angry social media comment for not doing a battery check 60,000 mile service that the customer was getting done at 73,000 miles. And his battery died 2 months later, and I should have checked it while we had it here.
The following program features a bunch of doofuses talking about the automotive aftermarket. The stuff we, or our guests may say, do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of our peers, our sponsors, or any other associations we may have. There may be some spicy language in this show, so if you get your feelings hurt easily, you should probably just move along. So without further ado, it's time for Confessions of a Shop Owner, with your host, Mike Allen.
Like sitting in front of me, I feel a little odd, actually.
Yeah, you're kind of a podcast poser if you don't have a mic and headphones.
Is that the deal?
And a wacky waving arm inflatable tube man in the background.
I love it.
Well, 100% of podcasts and videos are just done for views anyway, so it's not really that important.
Yeah. I mean, I spend hours picking out the reels and the short video clips that we're going to use for maximum irritational factors. And by hours, what I mean is I have never once been involved at all in the choice of our reels or shorts. It's 100% Braxton that chooses them, and he does a wonderful job of picking the things that will make people the most irritated at me. So he's very good at that.
Yeah, I got to feel some irritation this week, and I didn't have to call my doctor about it. But
man, evidently everyone was blowing you up about that clip. I didn't get that much shit about it, man. So.
I got a lot of messages this week about that, which I said, that's actually perfect. Because
it was a clip from the Jack Shields episode where we were talking about, you mentioned that we're talking about free diag, and you mentioned that the bigger problem is not shops that are giving free diag, it's shops that are charging for shitty diag.
Yeah.
And then Jack said, well, that's the technician's fault for not bettering themselves. And I said that all the problems in a shop are the result of shitty shop owners. So it was 3 hot takes all at once, and it was very spicy. So what kind of shit were you getting about it?
Just, I don't, it was just, whose fault is it? This, that, and the other thing. And the issue is that I guess when you get to a certain point in the industry, you realize that there's a lot of shops that are doing it right? Like whether they charge for the diagnostic or not, they're doing what you do, Mike, and what we do. They're shutting down. They're taking their people to training. They're doing whatever, right? But this was aimed at the shops that we don't need training, so we don't send our guys.
I think one of the best things about your comment and about the shit that you got was, a lot of your friends that you talk to every day are high-level mobile diagnosticians.
Yes.
And they're coming at you hot. And your point was, you have a job in a business because all of these shops that are shitty at diag.
Was one of them who's an extremely successful high-level mobile diagnostic guy, not just diagnostic skill set, but makes a lot of money doing mobile diagnostics, says, I'm well aware of the lack of training in the field because I've been paid a lot of money to replace fuses. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, well, that's great. And he goes, but it's not the shop owner's fault, it's the tech fault, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, what happened 1 minute after you left and that shop owner had to deal with the fact that he just paid you $250 to come out and put a fuse in? Do you think he fired the guy, or do you think he goes, well, it all works numbers wise, so we're just going to keep on trucking? Right.
Yeah, they just charge the customer.
There was no disciplinary action, right?
They charge the customer for your mobile guys $250 plus their markup, and they charge the customer for your initial diag.
Yep.
So that customer just paid $400
and
for
the module
fuse.
And the module they put in the car. They charge the customer for that too. They charge the customer for the module. They charge the customer the $250 for the diag, and they charge for the initial diag. And so
that is,
I get it, and it was a hot take. And to be fair, it's a multifaceted issue. For sure.
We do not have time for nuance and understanding that there could be multifactorial issues. It's all black and white.
So everything has to be black and white, and there's only one way to do everything.
Well, there are plenty of technicians who don't invest at all in their own development and
And that's a
improvement
huge
beyond their
problem.
base skill sets.
I agree.
And
Huge problem.
My name's Arlene, and I'm with Car Doctors in Athens, Georgia.
take two.
My name's Arlene, and I'm a service advisor at Car Doctors here in Athens. TechMetric looks very, very good and presentable to the customers because it allows us to actually answer their concerns, bundle everything up for them. I can send them an inspection report, they can visually see what we're seeing, and then I can send the estimates as well. So they can see exactly what we're quoting, why we're quoting it, how much everything is. And then I'm also using it to communicate with my technicians. They'll leave me notes, I leave them notes. Everything is all bundled together in one sweet little package. Makes it very convenient and less time consuming, honestly.
Look, here's the deal. I like to think that I'm pretty good at running an auto repair shop. It's what I've done for 20 plus years, but I'm not good at managing a marketing budget and all the different facets of a truly well-rounded marketing plan. There's mail, there's local advertising, there's website, there's Google AdWords, there's all the different things that go into that, and it's just not what I'm good at. So what I've chosen to do is to buy myself the time to focus on what I am good at while having someone else execute on all of those things at a way higher level than anything I could ever do. That's what turnkey auto marketing does for me. So if you feel like you could use some of that same magic, I'm going to recommend that you go to turnkeyautomarketing.com, get a free consultation, tell them that I sent you, tell them that Confessions of a Shop Owner sent you. You won't be disappointed. And I still default to it as the owner's fault because the owner allows that to be acceptable.
Yeah, and the reality is I think a lot of the people I got feedback from were like, "Holy crap, dude! Like, what the heck? We're doing the best we can. We're shutting down." I go, "Dude, I get it. I get it. At Wilco Auto Care, we shut the whole place. We won a freaking award at Tools for bringing the most people one year, right? We shut 3 shops down, completely down. That's not the shops we're talking about. We're talking about unfortunately, the other 80% of the shops in the industry.
So we're 5 minutes in. Should we introduce our guest and ask for his input?
Who the fook is this guy?
I don't know. Just the link. He just showed up.
All right,
So,
I'm ready.
All right. Who the hell are you and where are you and what do you do?
I am Kirby Sawyer from Super Rupair in Boulder, Colorado. And
it feels to me like it would be easier just to be called Subaru Repair.
So the story goes, we started life as Super Ru, and Fuji Heavy Industries took a dislike to that and sent us a few really nasty lawyer-written letters saying no more using that, and gave us these very strict guidelines for advertising, and the font where it says Subaru has to be smaller than the name, and da-da-da-da. So we fought with that for several years, and then finally they just have now left us alone. But
freaking car companies have a way of doing that. There's a pretty high-level BMW tech support deal that had to scrub their websites of any BMW logos or anything like that, which is wild because they did BMW better than the dealer or the manufacturer did BMW repair, but that's besides the point.
Crazy.
So there was a dude in Raleigh, North Carolina named Amnon Nissan, and he's a computer guy. He's a computer repair guy, and in the 80s and 90s, he had Nissan Repair in Raleigh. And he went through a long, drawn-out legal battle with Nissan when Datsun brought the Nissan brand over to North America for Nissan Repair. But he's like, it's my fucking name, and I'm not in the automotive space.
I would have changed.
And I've been doing it since before you were here.
Nissan is the Chrysler of Japanese car companies. First thing, let's get that straight. Like I would have, if they brought it over, I would have changed my name out of shame. I would not have wanted to be associated with them.
I cannot be associated.
Yeah, I do not want to be associated with this car company that's producing recycled pop cans. Goodbye.
All right, so Super Rupair in Boulder, Colorado. I put read between the lines. You may or may not be a Subaru specialist. Is that accurate?
Absolutely, 100% all we do. Like we don't do even oil changes on any other brand.
Really?
So you got a world-class customer who's like, "Hey, I need to bring my Camry in," and you're like, "Sorry."
Absolutely.
Well, he's in ski country, so nobody has a Camry. It's all Subarus.
Yeah, I mean, the thought about opening another shop is all the same. It's hard to keep the 25 guys I have here, like happy. How am I going to go find, 10 more to work on a Toyota somewhere? And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been, I've always thought about. It's never been anything more than a thought, but.
And so you are, you came in as an employee, became a manager, and you're now in the process of buying the current owners out. You're a minority partner now, and you're moving towards that. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. So I've been here almost 15 years.
Okay.
We started the buyout process about 7 years ago. So yeah, just every year take a little more share of it, and then when the 10-year mark hits, I'll have a very sizable down payment to buy the business.
Copy that. So, that's awesome, man.
It's good.
Subaru,
how big is the shop?
We're actually up to 26 employees now. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty good size. We should get pretty close to $4.5 million this year in sales.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day when Dad and the Chambers were in the same 20 group together. And it was what was the Subaru motor that every head gasket always leaked every time?
Oh, yeah. Those the mid 90s through mid 2000s, 2.5. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And he would wonder at the fact that y'all just had built heads ready to rock on the shelf for every variant, and you could do that job in a half a day.
And you had to have built heads ready to go because they cracked between the exhaust valves, right? You couldn't just re-head gasket the cars because a lot of them had cracked cylinder heads.
Mostly only on the turbos. Those 2 liter,
turbos, right?
early 2 liter turbos all cracked between the valve seats on them.
Yeah.
But no, we still they like to drop guides, so we still have probably gotta have at least 20 pairs of heads ready to go right now.
This is excellent. I love this.
So yeah, we have
You're my kind of people. I like keeping parts in stock too.
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, we have a small Subaru junkyard, so we sell a lot of used parts.
Yeah. Got to have a couple old cars out back. Yep.
Well, yeah, and right now we probably have 50. I mean, we got a lot.
Nice.
So yeah.
How far stripped down does it have to be before you ship it off to the crusher?
We're actually getting more refined now. Like we're stripping them all the way down. So like we've got a guy we separate out brake rotors. They go in a separate bin. We separate out our aluminum, obviously, wheels and radiators, condensers all go in a separate pile. Then we have just the car body, and we fill it with struts and any sort of metal trash we can.
Yeah, the stuff you're stripping off them are the hard parts that are not obtainable anymore.
Do you also fill the tanks with waste oil and gas?
They're onto that. So yeah,
this is old news, Mike. You can't do that anymore.
We were putting like waste paint from the body shop in there. No, we never did that. If there's any EPA,
they're paying kids to throw rocks in the doors.
The best one I got caught for, like we have out back, there's an old semi trailer that's full of like glass from like 1980s model Subarus. Nobody's fixing those cars, let alone buying a new window for them, So there was hundreds and hundreds of pieces of side windows and quarter glass. And so we were smashing them and putting them in the spare tire wells. So essentially we were getting, 300 or 400 pounds of sand in every car we were sending, but they kiboshed that too. So, all the crushers now they'll drain the tank on site. So they'll drill two 2-inch holes in the gas tank to make sure there's nothing but gas in there when you bring them there.
Yeah.
So they're pretty strict. But scrap is back up right now. It's about 150 a ton for just incomplete.
Yeah, we had a bunch.
Scrap, so
we had a bunch dragged out.
Yeah.
We kind of play that game. We build up a bunch, and it works out good. You rob some parts.
Sanborn lot's overloaded, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's 50 plus cars that we're working on right now out there, plus our cars that we're getting ready for the car lot, and so we have one of those too, and the cars that we're stripping out. I mean, that's just customer cars.
All right, so break it down for me. $4.5 million in revenue. How much of that is car sales? How much of it is junkyard business? How much of it is repair and maintenance?
Oh, that's just the repair and maintenance.
Oh, so car sales and junkyard separate.
Correct. The junkyard sales, I mean, the 80%, maybe more of our junkyard sales go through the shop.
Oh, internal.
The parts that we're installing on cars, right? So it's like we sell a used part for half a new, they get half the warranty.
You just made half of our listeners automatically think that you're a hack because you're using used parts.
Yes.
You're a terrible human being. You're going to automotive hell.
Dude, I pulled a purge valve off of a 98 Grand Prix one time and put it right on a Land Rover because the closest one was in South Africa. Okay. You ain't got to tell me nothing.
If you're like me, you know there's always hidden revenue in missed maintenance sales or overlooked customer concerns. Detect Auto helps auto shops unlock that revenue by analyzing vehicle service histories, pinpointing maintenance recommendations, and equipping advisors to confidently address customer questions. It's easy. It integrates with your existing software, and your team will love it. Check out detectauto.com and see how your shop can stop guessing and start selling better service recommendations today.
It's all about choices, right? Like customer has a choice. You want a used one, you want a new one.
Do you want this Land Rover to run EVAP monitor, or do you want to never get an inspection sticker again? Because nobody's going to get that thing from South Africa.
I don't want to get this wrong because I don't know fuck all about cars, but I interviewed a service advisor this morning who has never been in the automotive industry. He's a sales guy in a different industry altogether, but he's a car guy, right? And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I asked him what his driver was. It was a 98 or 95, maybe a 90, I don't know, 90 something Cavalier Z23. Is that a thing? Is that right? I don't know, something like that.
Could have been a Z24. Wasn't it Z34 the Lumina?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. The Z34 was the Lumina. Right? Yep. He could have had a Z20. Oh, yeah. My Uncle Kevin had a Z24 Cavalier. He used to pull a 19-foot boat with. It was pretty neat setup.
Yeah.
He did a lot of tire smoking at the boat ramp. It was pretty cool.
Cavalier was like one of the worst cars ever made, right? Like just terrible.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if I'd say it was the worst car ever made. They didn't do well with corrosion. If you live in an area that uses salt, like there's none left up here. But as far as, they're pretty economical to own. The older models, a guy could slide a head gasket in there in 15 minutes with an engine crane and some willpower. And, had to put a timing chain in here and there. Back in the day, back in the early 2000s, you could buy a brake job, a white box brake job for a Cavalier for $20. You could buy pads and rotors for a Cavalier for $20 back in the early 2000s. The rotors were like $6 each, and the pads were like $8.99 or something like that. That was like the used car lot special. Love it. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say they were the worst vehicle ever built. Parts were pretty accessible. Were they built for longevity? No. But
anyway, I wanted to get Kirby on. Kirby and I have known each other for, what do you think, 10 years?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, we met at a 20 group meeting. And at the time, I think I maybe hadn't yet started buying shares from my dad. Maybe I was just a service advisor manager for my dad. And I think you were maybe still just an employee at the time. Yep. And I feel like we made poor choices together at the bar later. And that's how we bonded.
That's been known to happen, yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily, I remember zero of those choices. Like, it's only told to me.
Well, then they didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Allegedly.
I'm going to withhold all names for this, but I was recently at a gathering of automotive shop owners and management teams. And after the day-long meeting was over and the dinner and everything was over, we went out afterwards and we went to this big bar complex, had live music and everything. And this dude had pre-made cards in his pocket, and it said, on one side in big block letters, it said, choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just pick a number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, it says, all sex fiends picked 3. And he said, look, if you go up to a group of people, 75% of them are going to pick 3. It's just like A, B, C, or D and multiple choice. If you don't know, you just randomly pick C.
Mm-hmm.
And it is instant icebreaker, hilarious. You've got a group of friends immediately. And he, of course, chose to do this with a specific subset of the population with frightening levels of success. It was amazing. So I'm going to get some of those cards made just for conversational purposes and use them to great embarrassment next time I go out with Lucas at a bar. So it's going to be fun. Anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
So anyway, Kirby and I text back and forth sometimes, and Kirby said to me that he wanted to come on to talk about the huge success that they're having, giving special discounts to first
Absolutely.
responders and others. So he's got a great program with that. You want to tell me more about it?
It's actually really well, and you can test it out the next time you go into an emergency room and they try to hand you a bill. Just say, don't you have a deal for automotive service professionals? And that'll tell you what their value on what we do is, right? I mean, they have zero value for what I do, but I should drop my pants every time one of them comes in and needs an oil change, right? I don't get it.
But law enforcement.
This is a man who's been ticketed for burning during the burn ban. I already know this.
No, it's like
firemen, nurses,
power to the people.
Right.
I'll burn when I want to. Oh gosh, this is great.
No, or like Mike was saying, I mean, first responders as well. Next time you get a speeding ticket and they hand you and it has a fine on it, be like, I think you messed up. I work at a shop. That $240 should be at least 10% cheaper. And they might tase you. They're definitely not going to laugh. But maybe they'll think the next time they go in, they're not entitled to anything free.
What about if someone is 65 years old? They should get a discount, right?
Absolutely. They do. On the free air.
Free diag.
Yeah.
Free diag.
Yeah. No, no. Actually, that's one question I really don't think I honestly can say I've never had anybody ask for a senior citizen discount. Because most of the people that come in here that are old have been coming here since like the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, they're on their fourth Subaru. They know they've got to spend money to keep it on the road. This is their last Subaru. It's always the last one they're going to buy, you know, because they're not going to be driving any longer. And then, you know, 6 years later, you see them in a brand new Outback that, you know, I'm here for my first oil change. It's been a year. It's got like 1,800 miles on it. You know, it's like, and we have to send them promptly to the dealer to get the engine resealed under warranty.
So I would tell you that it's happening less frequently, but first responders, healthcare professionals, teachers, military veterans.
Do you feel like they're always asking for discounts?
It was a big problem for us early on.
Especially in COVID. In COVID, everyone that walked in is like, well, I'm an essential employee. I need this to get to work.
Like, as they're staring at you, sitting behind the counter, as you're at work, as you look around and you realize
I'm at work as well, right? Like, I too am essential. Do you want to pay me extra?
Is the urgent care giving a discount for essential workers this month?
Dude, right? Never once have I got. Yeah, just I'm in a giant brace. I tore my bicep off 2 weeks ago, and I go into the orthopedic surgeon, and he says, you know, my son is actually a customer there. And I went, here we go. This guy's going to ask for a discount as he's like getting ready to write my procedure code for me to pay, right? But he knew. I mean, he knew. I think somebody schooled him once before because he said, we're happy to pay you guys because you do such good work. And I was like, you're one in a million.
Nice.
You know, so.
Nice.
And then I get back from surgery 2 days later and his son's car is actually here. And boy, I hawked it to him, buddy.
Man,
but, I really didn't. But he drives a 100,000-mile WRX, so it needs everything all the time.
I was at an ER with a sprained ankle one time, and a Subaru owning doctor had me in the parking lot at 11 o'clock at night on crutches, answering questions about his. It must be a Subaru owner thing. I don't know, man.
It is. He must not have had Reddit.
This was years ago. This was like 2013. This was years ago.
So he didn't have Reddit.
I don't think Reddit was a thing in 2013.
He doesn't need you anymore.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't need me. Now he can just go on Reddit and it'll tell him how to fix his car.
Well, I'll tell you that
Facebook forum.
We don't need technicians anymore because I accurately diagnosed my dad's problem over the phone by asking ChatGPT, and then I ran it by you guys, and you all agreed. It was the fuel pump control module, for sure. Now, I guessed crank position sensor because GTP told me it was one of those two things. because I don't know fuck all about either one of them. No, came in and that's surely what it was.
Were you
So,
surprised at your cost of the fuel? Is that the cheap one? Like I remember I
yeah,
said,
it was like $67.
yeah.
Yeah.
We keep one on the shelf. The tow truck drivers around here keep them on the truck because it's easier to slide under there and plug it in than it is to like the Highline trucks with the push button shifters. It's easier to slide under there and plug a new one in and drive it onto the tow truck than it is to try to get one of the Highline trucks in neutral.
Crazy.
Well, anyway, I still paid my technician the hour for diag, even though we didn't charge the customer, my dad, for it. And so Dad limped the truck to the shop and picked up my car and took it home. And my mom promptly backed her 4Runner into my car. And so fixed Dad's truck, and now I got 2 body chop trips ahead of me.
Nice.
But
well, Mike, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. What can I tell you?
So my mom was devastated and super upset that she had done this. And so Dad called me and was like, hey, look, I got to let you know what's going on with your car. And I was like, fuck, does my car have a problem? And he was like, your mom back. And I just started laughing. And he said, you don't understand how shook up she is. And
Like,
so when they came,
you don't understand how many employees I've had bang cars together and how much this doesn't bother me right now. That thank God it's a car I own and not somebody else's car. Like, who cares? You hit my car? I'm not going to get a one. I'm not going to get a one-star review for these 2 cars. Yeah, I'm not going to get a bad Google review over this car I'm fixing anyways. This is fantastic.
So Mom and Dad come to meet me to trade the truck back for the car, right? I met them halfway at the farmer's market. We went and got some watermelons, everything else, whatever. And I was on the phone with Ben Prickett, who you know, out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and talking to him about some stuff he had going on. And I said, hey, man, I'm going to have to go on the phone. My mom fucked up my car. I said that while she was standing there. And she goes, oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's
amazing.
terrible.
Did Ben tell you to strangle her? Would Ben strangle her? She messed up your car?
Ben's a very angry man. He's a very angry man.
He is.
Did he move to Idaho? Is he the person I know that moved to Idaho because Texas was getting a little bit light in the loafers? Yeah.
Yes, that is him.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Stupid liberal Texans. You got to go somewhere where they actually know what's going on.
God bless them.
I remember during the pandemic when they were having all the riots in the big cities with the racial tensions. He was like, they better not come to Coeur d'Alene, man. We're out. And he was sending pictures of like dudes on the corners of the street in downtown Coeur d'Alene with their ARs. And I was like, bro, you're in the whitest town in the whitest state in the world. You think there's going to be race riots in fucking Coeur d'Alene, Idaho? Come on, man.
You can't even get to Idaho. Like, how do you even get there? Like, are the roads even passable into Idaho for a bus full of protesters?
Because they weren't real protesters. They were all paid by, even the lizard people and bust into cities to cause problems.
All that aside, like, can you even get there from here? Like, don't you have to go across like so many dirt roads? Like, don't you have to have like a Toyota Tacoma to even get there? Like, you can't get. No,
you have to have like the Third World Country Hilux version with 50 cal in the back.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. 50 cal mount. That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right, so you're a specialty shop in Colorado in a town where every third car is a Subaru, so that makes sense. I would assume because you're a specialty destination shop that there's no real reason to do coupons or discounts or loss leaders or anything like that. Is that right?
So we've recently just started advertising with, Chris Mattson took over the stuff in October, November, something like that. So, and we just, the beginning of June started into the Google ad world.
LSAs and all that.
And so, yeah, we're throwing a little bit of money out. Like we did a $50 off AC coupon last month and, wrangled 30 appointments out of it or something, we throw one out there, 2 or 3 times a year.
Do you do loss leader oil changes?
I do not.
Should look into that and free diag. It's good.
The cheapest oil change here is like $65. I get asked at least once or twice a week if we'll match a price. And I said, yes, we will if they'll match a quality part and oil that they're putting in.
Oh, $65? Yeah, you're doing like what Mike and I do. Yeah. You're not making the normal margin you would make on a job.
He said the cheapest guy in his market is 65. He didn't say he was 65.
No, that's me. I'm 65.
Oh,
Yeah, he's 65. Yeah, so he's doing what you and I do.
That's with Castrol oil.
Yeah, that's how we are. We don't have any conventional oil in the shop. It's all synthetic. It's high end.
We got an angry social media comment last week because we have a boosted ad for a full synthetic oil service for $69, and it was that's highway robbery, too expensive, go somewhere else.
Right.
Okay.
I got an angry social media comment for not doing a battery check on a 60,000 mile service that the customer was getting done at 73,000 miles. And his battery died 2 months later, and I should have checked it while we had it here.
Yeah. Can't believe you didn't do that.
Selling diagnostics is hard, right? Can you imagine saying, hey, I know your car starts fine, but I recommend you do a starting and charging system check on it. I'd get crucified.
Do you not do a battery test on every DVI?
Really?
Fucking hack. You're a fucking hack.
Can I tell you something about battery testers? These freaking half these battery test reports on these capacitance testers. If you've got a battery, these newer batteries. So a few years back, China bought all our lead. Remember when lead was through the roof and battery cores were worth more to the scrap guy than they were at the store? Remember that? You're better off scrapping the batteries because it was like $15 versus $11. Anyways, China bought all the lead. So all these batteries are back. All this lead's back in circulation. And the way these batteries are dying, I can show you car after car after car after car where the battery tests good. On you name it, you bring in your favorite brand of capacitance style, so not toaster style tester. Yeah, you can wipe your ass with a report. It don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
So how should a battery state of health be measured accurately?
With the starter motor.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly. Because that's not a battery tester anymore. That's a battery seller.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
So,
starter motor and a scope. So, like,
have you
just
read
like
Becky
he said,
Witt's article
you got to sell
about preventatively selling batteries before they die, and about how she sells a ton of batteries as preventative maintenance, like before they even test bad.
Really?
I mean, it's more than one way to skin a cat, right?
Yeah.
She's also open 3.5 days a week, right? Or is it 2.5? Is it 2.5 or 3.5?
I think it's 3.5. I'm pretty sure it's 3.5.
She's open like 16 hours a month. So
that's only 2 days a month, Mike. That's how he gets his free diag math to work out. We just freaking cracked the code, man. We just cracked the code. I can't do math on camera either. It's okay, Mike.
You send your guys to any training events?
Nope. You know why? Because it's hard to find Subaru specific training.
Right.
Like, it's not going to do me any good to send them somewhere to learn how to read waveforms of a fuel pump, because you know why? Subaru fuel pumps don't fail. I mean, we replace, 10 a year when we're working on, 5,000 cars.
Yeah.
So does WorldPack not have any Subaru specific
They do not.
stuff?
They offer maybe one
got
course a year, maybe.
So do you try to build any internal stuff?
So my strategy is to hire somebody that's worked at the dealer recently every couple years, and then they get my guys up to speed. I actually have a plant working at a dealer now. He was an employee here for 5 or 6 years. He wanted to go become a senior master tech, right? Like that was always his life goal. So we went back to the dealer, but we talk every week now. So as soon as he's complete, we're going to make a deal for him to come back.
Diabolical. I love this.
I'm an inside man.
I like how he said, he goes, I actually have a plant working at the dealer right now. Like he's the CIA. That was awesome. I freaking love this conversation.
He's
this
way
is
more
awesome.
covert than CIA.
He's way more covert.
So what do you do for, like...
That's awesome.
You get all your service advisor and management training from Elite?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been using their master's program and Fly with the Eagles, I assume.
So I actually don't have a service advisor left here that's been through that class. Two of my 3 guys that are on the counter now were ATI trained guys before they came here.
Okay.
We've had some, some odd turnover in that area. Actually, last month I lost a 35-year employee who moved out of Colorado to move to Tennessee, who was my shop foreman. So that was a bit of a
That sucks.
step back, but it's fine. The guy who, like my lead tech behind him is just an hour killer, right? I mean, the guy flags 65 hours. He works like 35. He's just a stud. So I bit the bullet and just made a pay plan that he wouldn't ever go backwards. And the guy's an asshole and admitted. I mean, he's just really, really hard to get along with. And as soon as I did that, it was like a switch flipped. And he has taken so much pride, and like he is so happy to be teaching kids what he knows. So like, and this has been 2 weeks now, and my 2 general service techs came to me in the last week and were like, hey man, after a couple weeks, we feel like we learned more in the last 6 months. Like, so it's like, and I'm already seeing, they're hourly paid, but they still keep track of flat rate hours. They're already gone from like, 2.5 hours a day on oil change inspections up to like 7 to 8 hours a day doing inspections and light bulbs. And they're finally grabbing all the low hanging fruit. So that's been really good for us to do that. But the guys in the front, I know I need to get some training on, but the ATI, had them in a pretty good place, and they're really teachable. So it's like, I finally have a crew, like 2 of my 3 over there would take some training. But it's been so busy, I don't want to send them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
it's not the time of year to have people out.
It is not.
It's profit season.
Got to make hay while the sun shines.
That's right.
So what is your structure? Are the chamber still involved day to day? No. So you're running the show, or do you have any other management structure? Or is there like a front of house manager and a back house manager? Or is it
so like my shop foreman is supposed to be in charge of the technicians, right? Like he's that, and then Sam, my dispatcher, he'll write, a couple tickets a day, but he still hand dispatches tickets.
I got you. Sounds like a pretty tight operation, man.
It does, it's all great when you're busy, because people only know I've got to get this stuff going through. And you slow down, it seems like that's when all the trouble happens, right?
Yeah, we were having a conversation.
We make about per capita, right? Mistakes per car, right? I guess would be like per capita. I would say that when we're busy, the mistakes per car we make are about 1/4 of when we're slow.
Absolutely.
When it gets slow, we will F up a free lunch. So thank goodness we've been busy for like 10 years now. Because I remember when it was slow and everything was F'd when it was slow. And I know exactly what you mean. When you got guys that do really good work and are motivated, and they just, I mean, I get frustrated with mistakes because I'd really like it the way we're set up. I'd really like it to not happen, but man, our guys, I mean, for the volume we do, these guys run tight.
Well, when you're running wide open, you kind of get in a zone, right? And you don't let other shit distract you, and you don't stop and surf Facebook or
the freaking check out. The vehicle checkovers are better. Everybody's more thorough. When you get slow, the car gets parked and the state inspection was missed, and the fact that it needed this was missed, and the oil change light wasn't reset. And man, if you're screaming along and these guys don't have time to do nothing but work, like everybody just, I don't know. It's
Absolutely.
A good dynamic we have. Everybody hits on all cylinders when we're busy.
Same way here. Doesn't, yeah.
So now we just overbook all the time. We just slam the schedule full, and it takes care of like most of those problems. Like we don't really have those problems when we're slammed.
It helps. And luckily I have the car lot, so we're still, and our specialty is reconditioning cars, right? So half our inventory we buy from existing customers. It's like too much money for them to feel comfortable repairing their car. So it's like, I go through it with them. I'm like, here's what your car is worth if everything's tip top, right? Here's what I can sell it for, because they want to base the market on what I sell them for, So it's like, okay, your car's worth $10,000, but it needs $6,000 worth of work.
Yeah, right.
Now, so I'll give you $2,000 for your car. It sits in the corner till we have time. Somebody will put an engine in it, and then we'll resell it. So we don't have a lot of downtime.
I had a client who needed $5,000 worth of work on a 2012 Accord that was cosmetically in very good condition, no rust or anything like that. Had 300,000 miles on it, and she's like, "I'm just going to get a new car." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine, whatever." And she, I said, "Well, I might be interested in taking it off your hands because I'll fix it up and make it a loaner car or whatever."
Yep.
And the problem is that I know that it needs $5,000 worth of work, and it has 300,000 miles on it. So I'll give you $1,500 for it, but the dealership doesn't give a fuck. They'll give her $3,500 for it and ship it right off to the auction.
Yeah.
And so I'm losing the opportunity to buy loaner cars because we know the condition that they're in.
Well, see, the local dealer here is 100% backwards of that, right? Like they could take a car in there, not know anything's wrong with it, and offer somebody $500 for it on trade-in. And I can look at the same car, know everything that's wrong with it, and give them $1,000.
Because that's a situation literally because they're selling Subarus, right? And I don't have to tell you, Subaru has a cult following.
They do.
So people will, the dealer knows they only got to give somebody $500 for their old Subaru because them people, they want a new Forester. Damn it, come hell or high water, I'm getting a new Forester. I don't care if I got to burn my house down. Right?
Can I ask an insensitive question?
Mm-hmm.
Is an abnormally high percentage of your customer base made up of lesbians?
It is not.
Okay.
Though I will say that like some of our best sales customers lately, like at the car lot sales, it's like the community of LGBTQ community is like onto us. They love what we do. They love that we warranty our cars. And I think
it's a great community to be on the end with, man.
And I think in the last 3 months, we've sold, 7 or 8 cars to this group. And I mean, they're all tight knit friends. It's like they'll literally come driving in the car they bought from us last month with a new girlfriend. And she wants to look at a Forester or an Outback. And truth be known, if you drive an Outback and a Forester, you're usually not buying the Forester when you're done. Like you're buying the Outback because they're
way nicer.
They are considerably nicer to drive, in my opinion.
There you go. Something I didn't know.
Do you drive Subaru?
I do.
What do you drive?
Well, it depends. Whatever's done at the end of the day through the recon process.
Fair enough. There you go.
No, the best Subarus to drive, like my wife's Legacy's 2016 6-cylinder, and these cars are great. You can pass people with the air conditioning on. It's amazing. Pull out into traffic. They have plenty of power to like keep up with the flow of traffic on the interstate.
Laughs diesel.
Yes.
Yeah, I can pass people with the air conditioning on too, pulling 16,000 pounds. It's no problem.
I am concerned about
these things do wheelies.
I'm concerned about if Bryan and I are going to make it from the airport to downtown Raleigh for the ASTA Expo, because the total load capacity
Did you
for
figure out your
1995
payload capacity for your car?
Yes, 404 pounds.
Yeah.
And I think I'm currently 205.
Well, here's the deal. We can make it happen, but you're going to have to get down. I just weighed myself this morning. You're going to have to get down to 6 pounds. That's how much you're allowed to weigh. Because I've been exercising every day, and let me tell you, this is bullshit. I've been doing this for a while. I've got I'm 15, 18 days into this, and I'm running on fumes, man. This is tough.
So I'm thinking we're going to put helper spring. We're going to put helper springs on the Miata so that we can get from the airport to the convention center.
My concern is the tires. What is the load rating of the tires? Because you don't want to have a blowout in that thing.
You do not. Absolutely not.
Wonder if I can get some 13-inch trailer tires and put just like some bias ply trailer tires on there.
Some Carlisle Supers on it.
Bias ply?
Yeah, bias ply, 10 ply.
Ride like a dream, baby.
He's in airport parking with his mobile tire inflator, cramming 80 psi in the right rear tire and unbolting the front seat so I can sit in it.
We did search for how we can get a dude who's 6'4" and a bit on the heavy side into a Miata, and we'll have to have the top off, and we'll have to take the glove box out and slide the seat all the way back, and you
And
should be able to.
They
get in there.
suggested relocating the PCM.
Yeah, well, it's in the floorboard of the passenger side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where my feet will go.
So in the Miata, do you have like a George Michael CD that's just stuck in there all the time?
Oh no, I've upgraded the radio system.
Okay.
Man. I've got CarPlay, so I can stream all of my favorites.
Nice.
My special playlist. So girls just want to have fun, baby.
Pink Pony Club.
The Pink Pony Club.
Pink Pony Club. I've had that song stuck in my head since I made that thing. And then
days.
Barbie Girl.
Yes,
Barbie Girl.
True. It's true. Hey man, I believe in my smelf, and I'm proud of what I do. So I was going to ask you if you were going to training, because I was going to invite you to come to the ASTA Expo because it's the best party in town.
When is it?
End of September.
September 25 through 27 in Raleigh, North Carolina. And
is that the same week Hank's hosting?
It's the same week of Hank's meeting, and he has given me no end of shit about the fact that I can't go.
Well, I haven't told him yet that I'm not coming either. So.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Yeah, we have stuff here. My wife had something here, so we're going the week before to Michigan.
So that Elite Pro Service 20 group process. You have a meeting every year where everybody gets together at a destination, and then twice a year you have. Actually, they do 6 times a year, but members are expected to go to 2. You go to do a shop visit, shop tour, and kind of break down and that kind of thing. And so in September, they're going to Hank Rogi's shop, Rogi Automotive in Hartford, Connecticut. And Hank's a good personal friend and also has a badass business. And I'm really bummed that I'm not going to be able to make it there, but I'm pretty sure that the ASTA crew would murder me if I didn't come to the expo. So.
We've got a shameless plug now. That's 3 shameless ASTA plugs. So,
and Elite.
I mean, God.
Yeah, wonderful sponsor of the podcast. But I will say that Confessions of a Shop Owner is sponsoring the hospitality suite at the expo. So from 9 to midnight every night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the party is happening. We're going to have a confessional video booth. We're going to have a 360, a selfie video camera. We're going to have the throne from the logo for you to get your photo ops in. Our sponsors are going to be doing some stuff. I don't know. We're still figuring out what they're going to do. I'm thinking I want to bring a poker table and just have like an ongoing poker game every night. Maybe not casino night, because that might steal from the actual casino night event. But and then we'll be an open bar.
I've been talking to some people, and I think we can get the Miata in there.
I mean, if the hotel will let us get the Miata in there, then we should 100% have the Miata in there.
Yeah.
I don't want drunk people fucking up my Miata at midnight, though.
Wait a minute. I thought this was a joke. You actually drive a Miata? Oh my God. I feel terrible for making the joke. I'm sorry.
Why? It's the whole point of the Miata is the joke. No, I paid $500 for it about 6 months ago. It hadn't run in 15 years, and my son and I worked on it a fair amount. And then when it got to the point that my son and I didn't want to work on it anymore, I paid my people to work on it.
Then they set it on fire.
Yeah, it did catch on fire once. So it's the crispy fried Miata is how it's referred to in the shop. Thanks, Kurt, if you're listening to this, for burning my car. And no, I've been having a ton of fun driving it, man. It's like a fucking go-kart. It's great fun.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very.
You've got me looking for an eccentric automobile to drive now. The last thing I just looked at on Marketplace was actually a diesel Mercedes. Like a 1983,
like an old school.
Yeah,
like
1983. Yeah. And I've been looking at stuff. I checked in my garage. I do have a tractor flapper in my garage. So once I get it, I can reroute the exhaust through the hood. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We're going to put a hater pipe on it. We're going to do all that stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Is this exhaust? Is that exhaust? Oh yeah, officer, that's stock. No problem.
It was a limited edition they made in 83 only.
Yeah. That was, I got that from a friend of mine who had a fender exit on a 6.0 Power Stroke, and he got pulled over, and he goes, "Oh yeah, officer, that's stock."
Jeez.
It was violent. It was painful to have him drive by you. It physically hurt you when he drove by, and he told the officer it was stock. It was fun.
One thing that I have been intentional about doing is I've always got my head on a swivel when I'm in traffic looking for big diesel trucks to avoid them like the plague.
Right.
Because it's a thing to roll coal into the side of a Miata window.
Mm.
And if I was a big diesel truck guy, I would probably think that was funny as shit. But
if I didn't live in communist New York, I would sawzall my exhaust off just so I could do that. But I have to follow the rules. I don't want to go to federal prison.
I think Lucas, L&M Performance in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, will do a custom delete and roll coal tuning package.
No, they won't. They won't. That's not, you know what?
If you're the EPA, please visit Lucas.
I love picking on Lucas, but that's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like if you've been involved in diesels and seen people going to jail, it's not.
Well,
nope.
And also you could go through that business with a fine-tooth comb for 10 years and not find any hint of that having ever happened in the last decade.
No.
But still.
No, we don't. It's so funny. There's a great person I know. And I had to tell him no. And he's like, come on, man. I'm like, no, dude. He's like, do you know anybody? He's like, do you know anybody? I said, only shitty hole in the wall places that will do it for cash. I said, I don't know anybody who's got anything worth losing that'll do it. I tell him no. I go, dude, I'm driving around with, my truck's freaking 5 years old now. I'm driving around with all my crap still on mine. I go, do you think I would do that if it wasn't that serious? Like, I can't do it, man.
Not worth the risk.
Involved.
Too much to lose. So, yeah. Well, Kirby, is there anything else that you want to get off your chest, man? I feel like we've just kind of totally bogarted the entire time.
Oh, you're good. Not much on my.
I got a lot of Subaru education. That's kind of cool.
Do you have any confessions of things that have fallen right apart at the shop recently that you want to share with us?
Really had a pretty severe meltdown from a customer yesterday. It was kind of fun, but I felt really bad for her, actually. She misread her authorization that we text her. Like, she authorized a bunch of work, and then we called her back with an inspection where you need this, this, and this. And, each line item was separate on the text message, and she said, sounds good, do it all. And then she showed up, and she thought the last line item was her total. And we're like, well, shoot, that's like $895, but you authorized, $700 when you got here for this repair. Did you really think we were doing all these things for $200? Yeah. And then she just absolutely melted down. I mean, I felt really bad for her. And she's like, I don't have the money. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Whatever, I'm sorry. Here's the deal. I don't feel like we did anything wrong. Just leave me your credit card. Pay your credit card now. Give me your credit card. We'll pay what you thought you were going to pay today. I'll keep a card on file. You call me next month. We'll run the remainder of it. I don't want to make this awkward on you. I don't,
Sure.
She just,
how much more was the bill than what she expected?
It was basically double. It was like $1,700 as compared to $895.
Psh, that's nothing. Zeb just went $12K over the estimate on something.
But I felt really bad for her. I've got a shop dog. I don't know where he's at, but my little Australian Shepherd comes to shop with me, and she's crying and crying. And he went up and he put his chin on her knee, trying to make her feel better. And I thought, man, this works every time, right? And she stood up and let out this shriek and started shaking her hands, and she's bawling and she's screaming in the lobby.
Oh,
man. Just leave me alone. And I'm like, oh my God. Shop dog backfire? That was odd to me, because usually he's like the diffuser.
I've never seen the shop dog not work.
Dude, I know. That's
awesome. Uncharted territory.
It is. Yeah, it's a thing, though. That's where we are in 2025.
You're in Colorado, which is like the most dog-friendly state ever, and you're a Subaru specialist.
Right.
Those are dog people.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, pretty weird.
I don't think you need that kind of customer. If they don't like dogs, I don't want that customer.
It was her first time here.
If they don't like dogs and they don't think they got to spend $2,000 on the Subaru, I don't think they need to come in.
Yeah. I felt really bad because, I know it just made her like uncomfortable because she was, blindsided by it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, she did as she was crying, walking away, said, I guess I should learn to fucking read. And I'm like, hey.
Maybe. I mean, reading comprehension is important for life.
Oh, and then it got even worse because then she left here and the car was a cross track with rally armor mud flaps because you got to have rally armor mud flaps on your cross track, right? And so when we picked it up,
we're crying over like $800, but it's got like $500 in mud flaps on it. Is that what you're telling me right now? Okay.
Correct.
I'm just making sure I'm following. And I'm also making sure that everybody else can follow. Yeah.
Our lift arm bent one of the little supports for it.
Oh, shit.
Pushed it forward. The first time she turned and hit a bump, it made a horrendous noise. And so she promptly...
And you're wishing you were Mike and your mom just backed into your car instead of damaging the customer's car? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So she had to come back.
Oh, gosh. I hate that stuff.
It was not a good afternoon. But
it is not often that I say that that's not my customer because I believe that every customer deserves great service. Yeah. But if Shop Dog doesn't like you or you don't like Shop Dog, fuck you. You're not my customer.
I felt really bad for the dog. I mean, like he's like, what? Everybody tells me I'm cute.
We have a tribute to a Shop Dog that's been dead for 10 years on the wall in the office. We have a picture of the dog. Like, and everybody knows the dog and everybody misses the dog. Like, yeah, I don't know if, oh gosh.
Yeah.
One of my service advisors has like a full adult toucan, that comes to work with him. I guess those things live like really long lives or whatever.
Really?
But he's had this bird for a long time. And, so we don't have a shop dog at that store, but we do have a shop toucan. So,
I'll never forget a young lesson that I heard from a farmer that it was at a church. They were interviewing a new preacher to come out and this, that, and the other thing. And the guy was from the city. And this old farmer goes, how do you feel about shotguns, pickup trucks, and puppy dogs? That was what he needed to know. And that was, yeah. I mean, I'm like, I don't know, kind of. That was my ADHD.
You learn a lot about a person based on that. Right?
Yeah. How do you feel about shotguns, pickup trucks, and puppy dogs? I thought that was, and the guy's answer was,
what's your feeling on 4-stroke versus 2-stroke?
Yeah, 2-stroke. Thank you. Billy's mom says that he should get a 4-stroke. So Billy's dad got him a KX 250 and a new mom.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I told my girlfriend I was going to buy a 4-stroke, and she said we should both see other men.
Yeah, she got me a Mother's Day card. Yeah, we should both see. Yeah.
I think on that note, we could probably wrap this show up.
We've completely jumped the shark.
We've been entirely insensitive in multiple ways over the last hour. So, Kirby, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
You should just, you know what? You should totally just come to all the non-Subaru training possible at ASTA Expo, and you can come teach a class about Subarus.
That's tough.
I would take it.
They're like the easiest car in the world to diagnose. I mean,
I know, but I'd still take it.
Yeah.
I take classes I could teach all the time. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You always learn something.
That's right. I teach all the common leak points.
Yep.
Well, Brian, you are teaching a class, right?
I think multiple.
What are the names again, real quick?
I don't know that we've decided. Well, one's Control Alt Reboot, maybe I think we called it. It wasn't Control Alt Delete, I don't think. Maybe it is Control Alt Delete. Control Alt Reboot. We're doing Shit You Don't Know 2.0. Luna, chill out, man. My dog's going crazy back here. And then I'm helping with a multimeter class too.
All right, cool.
Nice.
All right. Kirby, I'll see you, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
Good.
Thanks for having me on.